come in the mail. ICT brackets. We use a lot of these. For the money, you can't beat them. I'm gonna put a bunch of them on, so never had no trouble. Belts are the biggest thing. You gotta figure out a belt that your auto parts stores got, which means cross-referencing. Looks like a lot of pieces of this thing, but it goes on pretty good. Best thing to do is get you a table. See if this works. Got these plates here. Here's the instructions. I'll show them to you. It kind of looks complicated, but short story is the long spacers go in between the brackets and the short ones at the back. And these that has this little notch, that is where the tensioners go, there and here. So anyways, just remember that. So the other bolt holes are where your bolts go. And these are 160 millimeter. The long ones are for the tensioners. So the best thing to do is put this in here, get all these set up, washer, get it in there. Same with this, goes in the back. Washer on the front, and the washers are real thick, so just let them sit there. You can slide them in if you want, but pretty much this bracket goes like this. So like I say, these go here. You can put them in if you want. Then you can slide your thick spacers on. I'll save y'all some trouble here. Now they can be a little aggravating. So your other bolts are a little bit shorter. I guess you'd say the medium bolts, middle size, they go on, then your thick washer or your thick spacer. Now these are aggravating, so best thing to do is grab it like that, stick it. And this bracket right here, same deal. ICT logo goes towards your front, which it's in the back so you can't see it. I don't really understand that, but whatever works for them. Pretty good quality stuff if you ask me. I have never had no trouble out of none of it, so they get my money all the time. Alright, now your short ones go back here. You see, all of them's the same, and all the middle section there is the same. So this is what she's going to look like, and that's going to bolt to your head bolts, and then your alternator, of course, go there, and that's what them bolts are for. But the hardest thing is carrying this thing without dropping any of these with one hand. But I am a skilled professional, so we're gonna get her over here, and I'm gonna try to set this up without dropping nothing else. If y'all fall, just grab something, don't hit the ground, because this thing here is aggravating to put on in one piece like this, but that's the way it goes. You'll be dropping all kinds of stuff unless you are a trained professional like myself. And in that case, you won't drop nothing. Just start them all. You don't want to tighten anything up yet, just get everything started so you don't drop nothing. If I ain't mistaken, these are 13. I'm gonna bring this toolbox over here because I ain't trying to drop this camera again. Let me raise y'all up here a bit. Anyways, leave that loose. I think it's 13. Yep. I've done one or two others. Get them in there a little piece there. You ain't got to tighten them. Because the alternator panels is in between them, so you don't want them too tight. Yep, don't do that. Leave them a little loose. Now, the front of these are 13 and the back is 15. It looks awful close. That's what I was worried about. But that baby's right there against that daggone manifold. I mean, that stud right there, man, that ain't good. Just don't know about that one. But like I say, that's just part of it, you know. They make a bracket comes in here, like a stock one. Yeah, I may just order one of them. I mean, it ain't like I won't use this bracket again on something else. I could do some cutting there, some trimming, but I don't really want to do all that and have that thing getting smoked. So I'll probably get that other alternator bracket. Yeah, it's a bummer, but that's part of it. If you get excited about that, don't be doing this stuff. Easy swap. My advice is to get a Fox body. Pretty cut and dry. You can order everything for them. It's been done thousands of times. I'm not knocking them because we do them a lot, and I usually do pretty good on them. But now we do the work. I can't count hours because if I count labor, I'm not making nothing. So as far as that goes, I don't count hours. I don't keep up with it. We enjoy doing it. Parts and the price of the vehicle. If you're going to do these to make some money, you got to buy the vehicle cheap. If you don't get it cheap, you're not going to make no money. When I say cheap, if you can't get the vehicle you're going to swap for $500, you're probably going in the hole. This Studebaker, I give way too much for it, which it's a nice car, and my buddy owned it. I'm not saying I got screwed. I knew what I was buying, and I knew what I was doing with it, but I also wanted to do something different. We've done Fairmonts and LTDs and Mustangs and S10s. And of course, in this little town, you don't see none of them. So, you know, we're still the cool kids, because whenever somebody sees something like that, they automatically know it's mine. But you start getting on the internet, and man, they're everywhere. I mean, truthfully, if you want to build one to enjoy, you're probably better off just buying one already done. I mean, unless you're wanting to do a father-son or wanting to learn something, you're probably better off with one that's got some miles on it, had all the bugs worked out of it. That's my opinion. Unless you enjoy doing this stuff, then I get where you come from, because that's why we do it. I usually don't give no more than $1,000 for a roller, and it's got to have brakes, lights and all working, not all hacked up, because when you start getting into all that, you know what I mean, you're talking time and money, and it adds up. Just the little stuff, you know. So if you're planning on LS swapping, I'll tell you this: you can do it really cheap, but it's gonna have a truck intake on it, and it's gonna be ugly as hell. I can go over. I'll make a video of some parts, what I order, how much it is. A lot of times, the only way I make money on these is just due to the fact that I find deals. I shouldn't tell y'all this, because then you're going to take all my deals, but I stay on Marketplace nonstop. Glenn just got back today. He, as you see in the other videos, he went and got 2 31s flying. I call them 31. It's Explorer rear ends. Factory, limited slip, 31s flying. 355 or 373s or 410s in them. Factory. So
And turbo cars love a high gear, so remember that. The 355 is probably going in this car. But what I'm getting at is, I'm always on there looking for deals. If you know me or around me, you know that I'll be on my phone, and it's nothing personal. It's just that I'm always looking. I get notifications, and I'm always looking for a deal, like a Terminator system. If I see one on there under $900, if I can get it for $800 or $850, I'll buy it, as long as it's a complete system. And I've used piles of them like that. I had bought some new ones when I couldn't find a deal, but that's how you make your money. Decap injectors. Don't go buy no 80-pound Bosch injectors for $400. You can get stock injectors that come out of your motor. Send them to Big Mike's injector service. He has not let me down yet, and I've probably used 10 sets of them. And I've turned other people onto them that's used them. So do that, man. Get you know, they end up being 65, 70-pound injectors. That's perfectly fine, because if you want to go more than 500, you need to get you a big injector anyways. Stock rails, stock regulator. If you don't use that, get a Corvette regulator with a filter. This is a completely stock motor out of a Tahoe. And when we do some videos on this car, you'll see I'm going to beat the hell out of this thing. I mean, I'll do rev limiter burnouts and just beat the hell out of it. And it's got the old trusty turbo 350 in it. Jigs converter, that's I want to say they're $160. And just a stock motor. I mean, injectors and a Terminator and a turbo. That's a 78, 75 eBay turbo. Probably better off by VS Racing. I've seen where they've done some dyno numbers and VS Racing comes out way ahead, but for what this is going to be, that's just fine. eBay wastegate, I won't even run a blow-off valve. And I know some people's going to get upset about that, but I run them without them. Michael Willer's my buddy. He does a lot of tuning for me. We send files, and he gets a little upset about it. So it's not going to have a blow-off valve. It'll still do the little noise. I don't know why they still do it. Might be surging turbo, but I ain't heard nothing yet, so I'm fine with it. Jigs pump, stock, cool packs. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with them. You know, if you can find you a running vehicle, that's a key, because I'm telling you, buying these motors from people that's saying it's good was all right 3 or 4 years ago, but it's like people just don't care no more, and they will screw you over in a second. I got a connection, some good friends, A&D. Don't be contacting them, because I buy all the LSs they got. So if they get one, it's a running driving vehicle, and I know it's good. You get on that marketplace and you buy something like that, I just don't have no luck out of it. Now, Terminators and turbos and anything like that, if I find on there, I buy. But as far as a motor goes, nope. I've got 9 of them up there in storage, and I've done got kind of leery about even putting them in anything without tearing them plumb down. You just can't believe people anymore, and that's a shame. But anyways, that's going to be it. I've got to start daylight tomorrow, so I'll work 4 12s, off 1, go back for like, I think 12 days straight, night shift. So maybe we'll get some videos during the day. Glenn will be here working while I'm at work this week, so hopefully he can get most of this stuff done. I give him a hard time, but I mean, I wouldn't be able to do all this without him. Putting transmissions in and converters, and you know, just putting cams in. I don't have to go back over them, and that helps a whole lot with what we do here. You know, having an extra hand. I try to take care of him, he takes care of me, so it works both ways. I can call him at 3 o'clock in the morning and wake him up out of bed and ask him to go get something, and he's in the vehicle coming down here to get some money to roll. Like I say, if it wasn't for that, I don't think I'd even fool with this stuff. I'd probably just do some rat rods, and you'll see when I start this up. These are quick projects here. You get into building frames and doing all this stuff, it takes time. I do a whole lot at 2 o'clock in the morning, so. And I think I'm supposed to tell you, if you like this, like and subscribe. And if not, I'm going to be upset with you. I'm serious.